time for the Lord. There were several periods of my life that this activation thing, and it's that is new to me. So we were praying, we've been having, the Lord's been waking us up, and we've been having morning prayer, 3, 4 a.m. every day in the morning here in church. And today we entered into worship, and I just had that thing inside of me that I wanted to go after the word that the prophet said. He activated that ability to encounter the Lord every time. Just to be taken up into the third heaven. And I was worshiping, and it was like kind of not working for me. I don't know if this happens to you. You kind of wanted to go into worship. I know it happens to musicians and to the worship leaders. You kind of want to go into worship, but it's not working. It's not flowing. And you're not getting that connection with God. And I told the Lord, Lord, I don't know what's going on. I can't go into the worship the way that I'm used to going into that river, to that presence of God. And the Lord told me that's because you're worshiping from earth. You're worshiping from the ground. And that's not what I've told you are. You're seated in heavenly places with me. And I said, Lord, then I started this funny conversation with the Lord. I thought it was kind of, not very, it was kind of funny to me because I was like, Lord, tell me, where am I? If I'm seated in heavenly places, I start asking dumb questions. I don't know what happens to you. It's just me that starts asking dumb questions in the presence of God. But I kind of start asking those kind of questions. Lord, so which side am I on? Am I to your right side or am I to your left side? And I don't know. I mean, I was just, and then he shocked me with his answer. And that might be something that all of us know it, but in that moment, I was taken up into heaven, and he told me, when you see yourself, I have tucked you inside of me.
Come on.
I have tucked you inside of me. And at that moment, everything else disappeared, and I was in heaven. And I was there inside of Jesus. And I was there in his heart. And he told me the reason why many times you have felt rejection is because you have operated forgetting where you are. Where you are. You're inside of me. And I have already suffered rejection for you, but you are inside of me. You're under my protection. Inside, there's no fear. There's no rejection. And he started ministering love. That love that you cannot understand unless you're there with him. You're there with him. And it's another dimension of his love. And he told me, many people think they know what love is because of the word love is used so commonly. But I'm teaching you, I'm showing you, I'm revealing to you on another dimension of my love. And it's that protected place where you're going to operate now. And many times in life, even though you started showing me like a movie, during your life, you have made some mistakes and sometimes you've done good, but through all of this walk, and his journey have kept you inside of me. The only thing is that you might have lost the view or the perspective of where you are, but you have always been there with me. I have always kept you tucked in. And the word tucked is like, like push you inside. I have a baby. I don't know, have your babies when you want to hug them like that. And you don't want to let them go. And he told me that's how he had me, but not outside, inside. And I could see, and he showed me I was inside his heart. He just ministered love, and I was telling the prophet, I think I was telling Jeff, I couldn't get out of that experience, and it was just that third heaven experience that he was talking about yesterday, and it can happen. And like 2 weeks ago, I had another experience, but it was like involuntary. Let's put it that way. You're not. But now, after we've been activated, you're more aware that you can more easily go in there. You're more aware that this is not something, like he said, just for quote-unquote special people. This is for all of us because we're all special to him. So I'm not going to wait another 2 years to have an encounter with God in the third heaven. I'm going to seek that encounter every day now because I want more. Amen. Glory to God.
spot, but seated right there with God. Right there. And Jeremiah had a powerful experience. If you have an encounter like this, you get an experience like this. Wendell has some cards on the back table. I think that's got your email address, your website things on there. We got some cards on the back. But begin to share it with Patty and with other people where we can get that stuff out there. We're going to put a page on our website where we can share. We're going to share those things and get those testimonies out there so people can see it. Because through those testimonies, more activation happens. Amen? True.
I had a encounter with the Lord this morning, and I really wasn't. I was sitting in my chair. I got up really early, even though we got home late, and it was, we didn't have a lot of sleep. When we got home early in the morning, it was quiet, and I wanted to understand what third heaven was, and I really didn't have a clear understanding. I have the idea and the activation and the tools I needed to do it, to get there, to see. But it wasn't working. I wasn't able to do it. And I was sitting in my chair. I was sitting in my chair and just soaking in the Lord. And my heart was weeping because I couldn't do it. And I was praying and asking God, why can't I see heaven? I want to see heaven. And as I was praying and I started weeping, it was like a movie. A white horse was running up toward me with a long flowing mane. And on the horse was Jesus. And he snatched me up and threw me on the back of the horse with him. And we rode the white stairs all the way up into heaven. And he dropped me off at the foot of the throne. And God put his finger on my forehead. And he said, "You have my fire, son. You can come up here anytime you want." I've been floating in and out of heaven all day. Thank you, Lord.
Hey, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Anybody else? Anybody else have an experience they want to share? No? You will have. Huh? That was good. Hey, don't hesitate, no matter how small the experience is or how big it is, don't hesitate to share it.
I want to share this because, like I said, it activated. But I was telling some of the guys last night, as soon as I laid my head down, I just started seeing these colors. And I've seen this before, and it's really, really powerful because there's colors, and they're living colors, and they're the Lord, because there's so much in heaven. But I just started seeing the colors like I've seen before, and it just gets, faster and faster and faster. And then I just saw this blue light, and it was like fire, just blue fire. And it's little, that's but really all I saw. I've seen it before. And you can go back there, like she said, as soon as you have that experience, that's an open door to always go back to that experience and then go further into that experience. So, I just wanted to share that. So just really pay attention to just the colors and whatever God gives you. Thank you very much.
That's way good.
Mary and Harry, and just we've been teaching about this and listening to Dunamis, listening to Dennis, listening to Wendell. And last week, Mary texted me and said that they went to heaven and I didn't go that night. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't go. But I went that following Tuesday night and I was listening to Mary describe what happened. All three of them went together. And as she was saying it, I felt the presence of God. And I just closed my eyes because it was like, okay, God, you're here. And as she was describing what they were seeing, I was there. I was there. And she was describing the hallway that she was walking in, they were walking in. And I was there just listening to her. And in the hallway, I was dancing all around the hallway in the presence of the Lord. And, Wendell Dennis and them say to test, the spirit. And I knew that I was there in the presence of God because of the love, the liquid love that was just being poured out in me. And I know my Lord, and I know His love, and I know His character. And so it was just from their experience, I was able to get, the Lord allowed me, because I missed it, He allowed me to get in.
Come on.
I just want to share.
That's way good.